He's telling me to stop. And really, Measure-G did tell law enforcement not to enforce any marijuana laws. And by repealing that directive, it makes it clear to the sheriff, to the district attorney, and to the elected officials of Mendocino County that the public does want them to protect us from the abuses of these runaway, out-of-control commercial grows. The elected officials will follow the law if we pass Measure-B.
Thank you. I just want to read directly from the text of Measure-B. This is County Code 9.36, and it says, provide for the continued enforcement of marijuana laws against those who cultivate, transport, and possess marijuana for sale. That is our law. People who violate that should be arrested.
So to answer the question, which they did not, how will Prop B stop commercial grows? Did you hear an answer there? I didn't. You know, there are laws against trespass. There are laws against illegal sales. We can get these people already. Making a new law that targets the small growers, the low-hanging fruit, that doesn't change things. And I object to the notion that anyone who grows 25 plants is obviously engaged in a commercial endeavor. That person is obviously not a gardener and hasn't dealt with the challenges of cultivation.
Do we have one more minute? Okay. I want to say quickly that SB 420, which we were talking about a lot, established the floor minimums. These are not guidelines, they're minimums. And it was in an effort to protect patients, in fact. And it allowed 4 counties like Mendocino to establish their own specific guidelines appropriate for their culture, for the folks that live there, for their own needs. And Measure-G did exactly that. It was 2 years of informed public discussion with law enforcement, public health officials, district attorney, the sheriff. 3,500 people, citizens, put their names on a petition to put it on the ballot. It is what is appropriate for our county. And other counties do things differently, but we are in very much, there's a continuity with our neighbors to the north and our neighbors to the south. So we are not this big, whacked out, giant free-for-all here in the county.
Okay. And gentleman rebuttal, and Laura, you need to back off your mic.
Oh, pardon me.
That's okay, you're popping your piece. Gentlemen, do you want to rebuttal?
Well, I appreciate the No on B team for pointing out the inconsistencies in Measure-G. In fact, they're right. It does say that for commercial purposes that you'll prosecute for when it's a commercial sale. But then elsewhere, it says that in any single case that the Board of Soups will use their budgetary authority to ensure that the sheriff office makes no arrests and issues no citations for violations of the above state health and safety code in any single case involving 25 or fewer adult flowering female plants.
Exactly.
And then it goes on to say that the enforcement. It goes on to say the enforcement of all marijuana laws is the lowest priority.
That's taken out of context.
You can actually go to our website, Yes on B, and read it yourself.
Okay. Rebuttal.
Thank you. I have read your website and also the NOAB websites, and I recommend people to go. They both have really clear copies of Measure-G, or what's now Statute 9.36, and you can read it for yourself. And it's very clear that it's talking about specifically small growers. And so what we're really going to do here is we're going to take people who are growing between 6 and 25 plants and turn them back into criminals. We've been there before. We've done that before. It's an incredible waste of resources. You spend a lot of time and money. You take these people to court. It's very hard to get them convicted in Mendocino County, which is where a lot of people tend to believe it's okay to use marijuana. So you spend thousands of dollars, prosecuting these people, but as we know, it's very hard to get in a conviction. And it just breeds fear and anxiety in the community when the helicopters just start to think they're coming after you. We got away from that. We've had, marijuana rip-offs for decades. things are moving in the right direction right now. We should continue.
Okay. These questions are a little overwhelming. Organize here. So, trying to get equal balance here. Take a deep breath, everybody, and we'll continue on. All right, so the last question was about major growers and protection. Okay. So I would like to address one to the yes on B side. No on B side, excuse me. I got it. Okay. If I can find one here. Kind of getting a little lopsided. Okay, let me see. Let's go on with, I think right now what I would like to hear from the G side is how, the people are saying no on Measure-B, okay? I think what I've heard here is that we all validate there is a problem with cultivation in Minnesota County.
The large scale cultivation.
I am saying cultivation. I'm not going to say that. And the question is, how do you propose to address it, if not Measure-B?
Well, that's a great question. So we are encountering problems with large-scale cultivation. We are bringing in criminal elements into the community. It would be wise to think up some good solutions, but in the rush to act, to propose something that is ineffective, counterproductive, and makes the problem worse, that's just, bad-ass backwards. What can I say? So let's get together as a community and think about how to improve the situation. And the first thing I'd say is, let's get on board, tax and regulate. There's no reason that Mendocino County government should not be one of the richest governments in the county if they would just do a tax and regulate program. That would allow you to fund the law enforcement so we have the resources to go after these big commercial growers. Now, the big commercial growers, we need the feds to come in and help out with that. But they've kind of lost interest in the war on Northern Californians because there's a better war going on. There's a war on terrorists, and there's a war on foreigners, and there's a war on Iraqis. So if you want to be a warrior, there are better places to go than in Northern California. So really, our police forces are kind of stranded because we need this big-time help to go after the big-time growers. We don't got it. They're not there for us anymore. If we raise the money through a tax and regulate program, we could hire the criminals. We could hire the people that go against the
What we want to do is we want to support the law enforcement that we do have to go after the large criminal enterprises. And Sheriff Holman likes to tell us that there have not been more deputies in a county that's the size of a small state since the Nixon administration. We currently have 43 or 44 deputies. That's not very many, right? We need those people to address the large criminal commercial growers and not divert their resources to something smaller.
Gentlemen, yes,
Actually, this subject came up when we first started talking about some solution to the clear marijuana problem we had in Mendocino County. John and I talked about it, and we kicked it around. And one of the things I brought up is, why can't we tax it and regulate it? And he pointed out there's just no way to do it. As a matter of fact, in a letter that Keith Fowler, their attorney, sent to the Board of Suits on November 4th of 2007, he clearly states that any attempt to require medical marijuana patients and their caregivers to buy zip ties, obtain written permission from their landlords, build fences, or limit their statutory right to cultivate their medicine, simply because other patients, caregivers reside on the same legal parcel, is against United States Constitution, California Constitution, state law, and the country's own, the county's own